Hi, I'm Richard Rosenberger, Superintendent of Anderson School District 2. That is Belton and Honea Path communities that make up the school district. We have about 3,900 students total. Our high school is Belton-Honea Path High School. And if you haven't followed, we have won the state championship in baseball the last 2 years. But we do well in a lot of different areas, not just sports, but our arts and our academics, and we continue to thrive. We have about $4.5 million in scholarships for our seniors last year that are going on to college. So we're excited about how they've accomplished those things. We had a graduation rate this past year of about 86.5%, well above the state average and well above the national average. So we're very proud of our kids and what they've accomplished in these areas. This will be my 4th year in Anderson School District 2. And I'm excited about some of the challenges we have and look forward to some things we're going to be accomplishing this year. First of all, we are in the process of deploying or rolling out a one-to-one device for our secondary students, 6th through 12th grade. All of them will have a Chromebook that they'll be able to use. Eventually they'll be all taking them home back and forth, and we know that's going to be a great tool, and that's all it is a tool, but it's something that will allow them to be more engaged in their curriculum, more up to date with some of the devices or with the techniques and styles that our kids are learning with and how they're engaged. So we're excited what they're going to be doing. We're also excited about another One District, One Book program, the initiative that we're going to have coming out in the near future. And this program is to allow all of our students in our elementary to be reading the same book throughout. Our community is going to be involved, so it's going to be a challenge throughout the whole district to be able to read, because we know that reading has got to be one of the most important things our kids can accomplish. If they're not reading after 3rd grade, they're going to struggle through the rest of the year. So that's so important for us, is that our kids are excited and engaged with reading. Another initiative we're looking forward to this year is we're going to create a leadership academy. We don't have a whole lot of openings throughout our district because we only have 7 schools. We have 1 high school, 2 middle schools, and 4 elementary. But we also know that it's important that we continue to put leaders out in this area, because the requirements, the needs for education and public education are so strong that it's in our best interest. We're always looking for the right people to be in the right place. We're excited about that possibility. And the last initiative that I want to share is an initiative that we're actually starting this coming fall, is with creating our own internships. Many of our businesses are kind of hesitant to hire high school students for internships simply because of some liabilities or concerns they may have, because these kids are underage. But we know that the best opportunity for our kids to be able to experience what the workforce looks like is get that experience early. So we're going to put our money where our mouth is, and we're hiring 4 internship positions in the district that they're going to be working for the district while they're getting credit for that class, but they're also getting paid and learning some skills that we hope will be productive for them in the future. A lot of neat things are happening in Belton-Honea Path in the next school year, and we hope that you'll be able to stay tuned and be a part of what's going on. We have a fabulous career center that our kids not only go on and have some excellent skills they use to go into the workforce, but many of them go on to colleges, to Clemson's, to South Carolina's after their experience at the career center. Some of them are state-of-the-art programs they place throughout the state and in the nation. We have a culinary program that continues to be one of the tops in the state every year. We have about 500 of our kids will take at least 1 class at the Career Center each year, 500 of our high school kids. The Career Center itself makes up about 2,000 students, and we share that one with Anderson School District 1. Great program for our kids, and we like to get them early and make sure they have an experience that they won't forget there. We continue to have different areas that are always going to be a challenge, and one of our challenges, we're seeing more and more of our students come to school unprepared. They're lacking some of the skills to move right into a kindergarten, a 1st grade class, because there are so many demands that they meet standards that come down from our federal government and also from our state government. And when we see kids come in that do not have those skills, there's a gap, and one of our greatest challenges is closing that gap. Last year we had, for the first time, we had 6 full-time 4K classrooms, and that's about 120 kids. and the ability for them to close that gap, to be able to gain some skills. Now they are so much better prepared as they move into kindergarten and first grade in the next couple of years, that we know that that's going to give them the heads up they needed. Our kindergarten kids, our 4K kids, need that experience because some of them have truly been left behind as far as some of the skills. And I'm rambling right there, so you need to put that up. On the other end of the spectrum is our high school kids. We know for a fact that if you can, this day and time, if they cannot receive a diploma, they're going to struggle. And if they cannot get that diploma in high school, then the job opportunities are so limited for them after graduation. But we also know that our job does not end with handing them a diploma. The challenges is still great. What are they going to do when they go on to college? Are they being successful in college? This data will show that over 50% of our kids that go on to college do not even go back after that second year. And it's important they get a degree that's going to be, allow them to be productive in society and not be a burden on them for loans throughout their future. So we're continuing to help our kids as early as middle school understand making some of the right choices and making some of the right decisions on how to be best prepared going out into the workforce. We know that South Carolina's workforce is going to require at least a 2-year education for about 60% of our kids, and we'll only have about 35% of them are going that route now. So we need to continue to emphasize to our kids as they approach graduation that they'll be better prepared if they pursue jobs that are, or pursue opportunities and education that will lead them into the jobs that are going to be available in the next couple of years. That Career Center is a great opportunity because now they're getting a skill set, because many of these companies that are hiring, so we're hiring students, they're looking for skill sets. They need to be able to have some kind of, whether it's a manufacturing, electronics, auto mechanic skill set to be able to move right into the jobs that are paying extremely well. They just need some of those skill sets to get started. But they have to have that diploma first, and we'll always continue to work on make sure they're have that. We're getting that diploma, and then we're moving them right into the workforce or to the next step, which may be college or military. One of the things we're very appreciative here in Anderson too is the sales tax. The sales tax has done an incredible job of helping us meet some of our smaller needs throughout the district. We do not have a need to build a new school. Our district is not growing by leaps and bounds that there should be a new school coming up. Yet, out of our 7 schools, our newest school is the high school, which is over 50 years old today. So that creates its own set of issues where we need to upgrade, renovate some of our buildings, provide some more projects for our kids to be more involved, and that might have been adding extra practice fields, adding extra band equipment. We need to make sure our facilities or equipment are aesthetically appealing to our kids. We want them to want to be here at school. They want to take pride. We want them to take pride in the furnishings that we offer to them, because when a kid takes pride in their school, then really the roof's the top. I mean, they can go a long ways in enjoying the school and enjoying the education they're able to gain from their experience. One of the things I'm very pleased with is our relationship with our legislators and our city, county, state government officials. Whether it's Mike Gambrell is our senator who represents us, or will be our senator, and now Jay West is our representative. Both of them are really public education friendly. They value what we do in public education. They support our schools. That's always going to continue to be a issue as we go forward. We are very appreciative of the funding that our government has continued to step up the last couple of years as a recovery from 2008, but we know there's more. And one of the things that I will continue to push is there are many mandates that have been put in place over the years that it always appears that if there's society problems or there's some issues facing society, the best way to fix it is give it to the schools. I'm sure that's probably the one thing to think about, but it does take us away from our job of truly educating the students so they're prepared to go into the workforce. There's a lot put on teachers' plates, and there's a lot required from them. And so as we work hand in hand with our elected officials, it's important to remember what's really important for our kids. What do they need to be able to accomplish while they're in schools? And I know that we have people that we work really closely with that do value the same things as our staff, our teachers do. We have a lot of things that we're looking forward to doing this school year. It's fastly approaching, but there's nothing more important than identifying and working with our population that drives us, and that is our students. We really value our students we have here. This is a rural community, but this is a community of kids that want to do well, that want to come to school, that want to be involved, and that want to make a difference. Our job is always to make sure that everything we do is in the best interest of kids. We want to make sure our resources are going to be designed so that they're making sure our kids will be successful. When we teach, when we provide our lessons, it shouldn't necessarily be about the test scores. Those are important, and we always want to make sure that we're up there as high as everybody else. But most importantly, we want to make sure, are we providing the equipment and the tools for our kids to go to that next step or that next level? I'm confident we are, but every day, every year is a challenge to make sure each kid will win here at Anderson School District 2. Anderson 2, as I've said already, is a rural community, but it has a makeup of a lot of different people in the community. We do have a minority population of Black Americans that are about 15%, and it's always in our best interest to make sure that we're reaching out to every single person or group in this community. This is a tough time for our country right now, as there's always a push for tolerance or diversity, and I think the most important thing we can do is always show that we are going to be a diverse community in our education and our working with kids and working with our community. We have reached out. We know that we can do a better job. We want to make sure that we're putting people in the place that will make a difference in every kid's life. And I think some of the challenges we've had in the last year is we're going to make sure we find teachers that represent the kids that we have in this community. We know that it's important. Some kids need to see people that look like them. And that's maybe a challenge as far as recruiting, but it's still the most important thing is, are we giving our kids the best advantage they can have?